A donkey once saw what a prophet could not. An angel standing in the road, with a drawn sword, ready to kill. This is the strange and chilling true story of Balaam and the donkey that spoke. King Balak of Moab feared Israel's growing power. Their camps stretched far, threatening his kingdom. He sought a powerful solution, a spiritual weapon against them. He heard whispers of Balaam, a renowned prophet, whose blessings or curses held immense power. Balak decided Balaam was the answer to his problem. Messengers arrived at Balaam's home with treasure and Balak's plea, "Come curse this nation for me." Balaam, intrigued, sought God's guidance that night. God's voice was clear: "Do not go with them, and do not curse Israel. They are a blessed people." Balaam had his divine answer. The next morning, Balaam dismissed the messengers. "The Lord has forbidden me to go with you," he stated, seemingly obedient. But Balak wouldn't give up. Balak sent even more influential officials, promising greater riches and honor. "Come, I beg you," they pleaded. Balaam's resolve began to waver. Balaam again consulted God. This time, God said, "If the men come to call you, rise and go with them, but only do what I tell you." Here's where it gets interesting. Balaam, perhaps eager for the rewards, saddled his donkey early the next morning. He set off with Balak's officials, heading towards Moab. But the Lord was angry. Balaam's heart might have been leaning towards personal gain despite the command. An angel appeared, blocking the path. Balaam, however, saw nothing. His eyes were blind to the divine obstacle. Only his faithful donkey perceived the danger ahead. The angel stood, sword drawn, a silent warning. The donkey, seeing the heavenly warrior, veered sharply off the road into a field. Balaam, oblivious, lashed out. He beat the donkey, forcing it back onto the narrow path. "Why did you do that?" he fumed, unaware of the peril. But then something changed. The angel moved, positioning itself in a narrow lane between two vineyards with walls on either side. The donkey, desperate to avoid the angel, pressed itself against the wall, crushing Balaam's foot. Again, Balaam beat the poor animal mercilessly. The angel moved yet again, to an even tighter spot where there was no room to turn. The donkey, seeing no escape, simply lay down. Balaam's fury erupted. He struck the donkey for the third time, harder than before. He was completely enraged, focused only on its stubbornness. And that's when it hit me. God, in his infinite power, opened the mouth of the donkey. Yes, the donkey began to speak. "What have I done to you, that you have struck me these 3 times?" the donkey asked, its voice filled with sorrow and confusion. Balaam, astonishingly, responded, "Because you have made a fool of me. If only I had a sword in my hand, I would kill you now." The donkey persisted, "Am I not your donkey on which you have ridden all your life? Have I ever done such a thing to you before?" Balaam admitted, no. His rage was momentarily forgotten, replaced by sheer disbelief. He was arguing with his own animal. Here's what nobody tells you. It wasn't just the donkey speaking. At that moment, God opened Balaam's eyes. Suddenly, he saw it. The angel of the Lord, standing in the road, sword drawn, just as the donkey had seen it all along. Balaam fell to the ground, humbled and terrified. The reality of the situation, the true danger, finally dawned on him. The angel spoke, "Why have you struck your donkey these 3 times? I came out to oppose you, because your way was perverse before me. Your donkey saw me and turned aside these 3 times. If she had not turned, surely I would have killed you and saved her alive." Balaam, trembling, confessed, "I have sinned. I did not know that you stood in the road against me. Now therefore, if it displeases you, I will turn back." The angel replied, "Go with the men, but you shall speak only the word that I speak to you." His mission was now strictly defined. Balaam continued his journey, but with a changed perspective. The allure of riches was now overshadowed by the fear of God's power. He arrived in Moab, where King Balak eagerly awaited. "Why did you not come at first?" Balak grumbled. "Am I not able to honor you?" Balaam's reply was stark. "Indeed, I have come to you. But now, can I say anything at all? The word that God puts in my mouth, that I must speak." This was a critical turning point. Balaam, once tempted by greed, was now a reluctant mouthpiece for the divine. Balak led Balaam to a high place, a strategic viewpoint overlooking the vast Israelite camps. He prepared 7 altars for sacrifice. Balaam offered sacrifices, seeking a divine utterance. He went to a solitary place, awaiting God's word. What would it be? God met Balaam and put a message in his mouth. Balaam returned to Balak, ready to deliver the prophecy. Balak expected a curse, a powerful incantation against his enemies. But Balaam's words were completely different. "How can I curse whom God has not cursed?" Balaam declared. "How can I defy whom the Lord has not defied?" He spoke of Israel's unique destiny, a nation dwelling apart, blessed by God. He could only bless, not curse. Balak was furious. "What have you done to me? I brought you to curse my enemies, and behold, you have blessed them instead." Balaam stood firm. "Must I not take heed to speak what the Lord has put in my mouth?" He was bound by God's command. Balak tried again. "Come with me to another place," he urged. "Perhaps from there, you can curse them for me." He was desperate. They moved to a different vantage point, hoping for a different outcome. Again, sacrifices were made, and Balaam sought God. Again, God put words in Balaam's mouth. And again, Balaam delivered a blessing, speaking of Israel's strength and prosperity. Balak's frustration grew. "You have not cursed them at all. You have only blessed them." His plan was failing spectacularly. Undeterred, Balak made one last attempt. "Come, let me take you to another place. Perhaps it will please God that you may curse them for me from there." They went to the top of Peor, overlooking the desert. Balaam no longer even sought omens. He simply turned his face toward the wilderness. The Spirit of God came upon Balaam. He looked at the vast encampment of Israel, and spoke a powerful, poetic blessing. He described Israel's beauty, their strength, their king, and their ultimate victory. "Blessed is he who blesses you, and cursed is he who curses you." Balak exploded in rage. "Flee to your place. I meant to honor you greatly, but indeed, the Lord has kept you back from honor." Balaam calmly responded, "Did I not tell your messengers, if Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the word of the Lord." He reiterated that he could only speak what God commanded. His prophetic mission was complete, but his personal story wasn't over. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Balaam, despite being forced to bless Israel, later gave Balak advice on how to make Israel sin. He suggested enticing Israelite men with Moabite women, leading to idolatry and immorality. This caused a plague in Israel. So, the man whose eyes were opened by a talking donkey, who spoke God's blessings, ultimately used his insight for evil gain. It's a powerful reminder. Simply hearing God's voice, or even seeing an angel, doesn't guarantee a changed heart or true obedience. The donkey, in its simple faithfulness, saw more clearly than the prophet, demonstrating that true sight isn't always about what your eyes perceive.